Dreadnoughtus is known to live in the Cerro Fortaleza Formation, a formation situated in Argentina that dates from the late Campanian to the early Maastrichtian of the Late Cretaceous period. South America during this time has shallow seas covering northern Patagonia, northeastern Argentina, and Bolivia. As for the climate, the southern region Dreadnoughtus inhabited was also very temperate and humid. The environment itself was lush and verdant with vegetation along with a mixture of forests and rivers. The flora that blossom in its environment consists of conifer trees like Copresoxylon, the long-lasting Agathoxylon, and many others along with flowering plants like Hedycaryoxylon. The conifer trees that dominated this region were ideal for giant sauropods like Dreadnoughtus as they were high browsers. The behavior of this titanosaur is not currently known, but it's suggested that Dreadnoughtus was likely a social herbivore moving throughout the forests and plains. As these giant titanosaurs thrive in their highly vegetated homes, they are not the only herbivores that inhabited these regions. Dreadnoughtus lived alongside another giant titanosaur, Puertosaurus. Since both Puertosaurus and Dreadnoughtus were both giant sauropods that rivaled each other in size, it's not impossible to believe that they may have competed and fought for the same food source. Aside from sauropods, the only other herbivorous dinosaur known from this formation is the ornithopod Telancalon. Considering the small size, Telancalon was no competitor to the mighty giants as it was more than likely a low-browsed herbivore, and therefore could coexist. As an adult, Dreadnoughtus was more likely a relatively harmless animal that would spend most of its lifetime feeding, in a similar vein to most other large animals. As to our current knowledge, it has no predators to fear due to its massive size. However, hatchlings and juveniles would have been easy prey for theropods like the Megaraptor and Orcaraptor, and another theropod known as Ostrochirus. They also likely fell prey to pyrosauric crocodilians whenever they needed to drink or cross a river. While turtles were no target to sauropods, they still had to worry about getting trampled by larger individuals, as there is evidence of a sauropod hind-limb track that preserved a crushed turtle shell which was found in a different formation. Once the sauropods reached a decent size as subadults and then adulthood, they basically had nothing to fear since they would use their huge size to keep predators from attacking them. However, since the formation it lived in doesn't have enough data to completely reconstruct its natural environment, there is likelihood that there was a larger theropod present in Cerro Fortaleza, and if there was a large theropod that was specialized with hunting larger prey items, Dreadnoughtus did have a weapon for defense, that being his 30-foot-long muscular tail. According to Lacovera, it's possible that this tail, thanks to this musculature, would provide a powerful leverage. If Dreadnoughtus swung this tail fast enough, the attacker would be severely injured. With his huge size and powerful tail, Dreadnoughtus' heavily built structure was enough to defend itself if anything tried hunting it. Dreadnoughtus overall was an animal that was extremely valuable to his ecosystem. Titans like these keep balancing the populations of the many tall trees they fed on. If that's not all, if these sauropods died from a sickness, a drought, an attack, or other unrelated injuries, the remaining corpse would be a valuable food source to predators for miles around, scavenging on the carcass until there was nothing left. In death, the giant sauropods like Dreadnoughtus play a similar role to the carcasses of whales, feeding sharks in our oceans today.